Joey J. Ping.
What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good week this week. End of the first month of the first or end of the first month of the year. Start to a new quarter. 2021 is well underway. I know I'm personally feeling like I'm just at the end of 2020, getting all my goals and things in order. I don't know how you feeling about the new year, man.
So we are 31 days in. It has been an interesting decade already. It has been an interesting decade. Lots of good weed in my system, good terps. We've been, I just went over today to Diamond Bar. Never been to Diamond Bar, California. So big shout out to Diamond Bar. It's been a crazy ride, bro. We have so many reviews that we just finished up. We got the new taste test series, got content, new campaigns. We got all these new writers, contributors. We're back. We're back on the beat. Another 10 years, ready to go. Tomorrow is our official 10-year anniversary.
I didn't even think about that. That wasn't even wrote down as the notes. We didn't even say that right before the show. So that's a great.
This is our 10-year anniversary episode, technically.
Like you see this hairline, bro. The hairline was never strong, but it's thinning because of this last.
You're brave. I'm not pulling the hat off.
Hey, man. Yeah, the last 10 years been a little rough on the both of us.
It has been a wild ride, Mitch. 10 years of Respect My Region. You and Andy kicking it off. Jake Miller. Who were some of the other originals, man? Shout out some people, man. Who was part of the ride in our
man? Early on, Ike, bro, was hella. They're helping fold clothes, selling clothes, going to pick these clothes up. My boy, Nick Colley Murphy, Tyler Matthews, his wife Nicole, my boy Cam, his now wife, man. All the homies and their wives before they were their wives and they were just their girlfriends, all got roped into coming and folding and tagging t-shirts. And I don't think they understood, I'd be like, hey, could you come help? And they're like, yeah, I got some pizza, some beer, a little weed. And they're like, okay. And then they show up and I'm like, all right. So
I showed up for the weed.
We got about 6 hours of folding to do and I have to get it done tonight. And people just would feel like not want to leave me out there by myself. But I mean, there was all those guys I mentioned, my boy Taylor Roberts, man, my brother Matt, Paul and Brindy.
Big shout out to Paul and Brindy. Big shout out to fucking Ike. Big shout out to Big D.
Dude, yeah, Big D.
Kevin
Schaefer, Shampoo, Kevin Bird.
Bird.
Even Jared Michelman a little bit back in the day.
Mitchellman.
Yeah, a lot of people, man. A lot of people.
Shout out OD. Shout out Mitchell.
Yep.
Shout out Stunna. Shout out Cash.
Yep, Cash, Fees, man. Matt from Someone Clothing, who used to do all of our printing, now like Concuss up here in Seattle. There's a lot of the merch stuff.
10 years.
Shit.
Dude.
Weird to think about.
Who were some of the first? Who was the first couple interns you had? Who was the first people helping you out, on some credit shit?
I'm trying to think. Well, Darby might have been our first official intern. Getting her paperwork.
Big shout out to Darby. She got our asses in line.
True that, but it was really me and Andy grinding a lot, and then you, and then and then Jake. Those are definitely the core four people.
Jake Miller
for sure, bro. The Thriller in Manila.
Miller time, baby.
He's still helping us to this day. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. The business model's changed about 7 different times. So even though we've been around 10 years, I feel like, we've really only been doing like 3.5 years on what we've been doing, so it's crazy.
Bro, clothes,
events, marketing. I mean, social media, cannabis, all sorts of, all sorts of stuff, at this point, consulting. I mean, shit, we probably made money 100 different ways underneath this brand name.
We've done $250,000 in sales.
We've done more than that. We've done
$250,000 in sales.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're over half at this point if you roll everything up, which is pretty dope to think about, you know.
Big shout out to the team too, man. You know, John, Taylor, some people back, Liz and Cole back in the day. You know, Brittany was huge helpful. Lauren Berg, remember Lauren?
Yeah.
Ingrid for a bit, man.
Ricky.
God, Brianna, yes, Ricky. Big shout out to Ricky, man. Big shout out to Nick. Fucking big shout out to Soup.
Soup, man. Shout out, you know,
Isaiah.
TS done helped us with a lot, man. Shout out T. Shout out
Yes,
June,
man.
all the homies in Yakima, man.
Shout out to Junebug and Joe the Pro, some of the original Central homies who helped us scale into Seattle. Oh, man, what a fucking decade, man, of grinding. It's been an honor to work alongside you. Goddamn, you pissed me off sometimes.
I'm pretty sure everybody that knows me says that about me from time to time.
But it's been fun, man. We done helped so many artists. We done fucking, you know, we done been blessed to do some cool shit. Like, what has been one of your favorite moments the last 10 years?
Oh man. It's hard, you know, it's really hard to put that like any specific moments. I'm like, whether it's a music video, whether it's an event, whether it's a tour, whether it's a campaign, like, once all the work is done, we've, like, for an example, like an event, like once we've like done everything, cleaned everything up, and it's about me, you, and maybe like 2 other people there that are at the very end, like cleaning up the little fucking micro details, and then we smoke that last blunt, you know, and it's usually like at a dope lookout spot. You know, we've thrown some events at some dope spots, but those moments are usually my favorite, you know, around 1 a.m. when we're fucking exhausted and tired and can finally like smoke without having to have my networking game on and be able to smile and talk to people I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot. I don't have any specific one of those, but I know that feeling in that moment is always my favorite.
Facts. I find it. You know, I remember going to my first few music festivals, you know, in the EDM world, and you're there at 2 a.m. and we're there as press, and you get, you know, you're there in front of 25,000 people. You know what I mean? You feel that energy, that rush. I've been a part of some really cool moments in the rap community as well in Washington at the Tacoma Dome. Just, you know, everything from when you and I were at that Gucci concert, you know what I mean? I was at Lil Boosie's first concert in Seattle, aka Boosie Badass. You know, we did, you know, we got the Nipsey shout out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It has been Tooch. I remember standing outside of the Weeknd's first concert right after he blew up, you know. Seattle music community has been fun. It's been a blessing. It is to be honest, without that music community, you know, that shit, you know, I wouldn't know where I'd be. That shit really
Right.
helped me find my calling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shout out music. I mean, that's the way that, you know, that's definitely the way you and I, you know, met. That's the way I got to RMR, got to marketing and all this shit, you know, just the pursuit of music, you know, and figuring out what to do with it and you know, figuring out where your passions lie in it and then how to take that shit to the next level. It definitely opened up a lot of doors.
What do we got on this first episode? What are the first things we're doing on this?
Well, man, I mean, you know, we got the segment, you know, we start with every time, you know, and you already lit up. So, man, what are you smoking on? I mean, whether it's right now, currently, or this week, man, what's been the flavors?
This week, I'm on 2 different types of gelatos. I'm on the acai berry gelato and the mochi gelato.
Okay.
Both by Stravinsky's, the person who created, you know, him and his team did the gelato. They did the sherbet, the acai berry, the basios, all these different strains. This is their sun-grown edition. I believe it comes from Therafields Incorporated. I think that's up in Santa Cruz, but don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly 100% sure where this is coming from. This is Sublime Processing. It looks like, I think they've got specific farms growing specific strains.
Okay.
But that probably makes sense.
Okay. Well, I got a little bit of this mac and cheese left from Zaz. It's some great Great terps. It's crazy. Like the Mac has such a prominent smell, and then with cheese, so like when you get the sense of that Mac and cheese, something about it works.
Yeah.
And then, other than that, this week I was smoking on another cheese strain, some lemon cheese from the Healing Component. Shout out Blake Benton.
Okay.
We got a couple reviews for him coming. This was just like a sample of something to taste, and I don't know. It was, you know me, I'm not usually a sativa guy or a lemon guy, but I actually really, really like the flavor on that. So yeah, I've just been smoking a fair amount of cheese this week. I also got some cheese from Cloud Cover, but I don't think I smoked that this week. I got a bunch of cheese right now.
Nice. Yeah, I honestly, they got these eights over here at Mother Nature's Remedy. There's this dispensary. It's the closest one to Calabasas. So it's got this, herbal stuff in the front, and then they got the small shop in the back, and they just brought in this sun-grown Trabrinsky's. That's just 42 an eighth. It's a great deal. So just been picking up, eights of that. I got the Rebel Coast lemon lime seltzer right here. I like to smoke and drink, and I'm chilling, man. It's a vibe. These legal cannabis. When I was in Washington, bro, I was really about, I smoked a lot of blunts and shit. Now I'm on the joints, and then I still drink a lot of weed. I love drinking the seltzers and iced teas and all this shit.
Yeah, I was on that the horchata from product in Los Angeles. I was drinking some of that yesterday, man. That was some cool.
There's some heat. There's some solid products in the market, including we got stuff coming out.
We do.
Shit, man.
That we do. Yeah, and I see you got the RMR Cbd products rolled out down there.
I wanted to show the people, man. Anyone that's watching this episode and supporting gets to see the first drop of all these products, man. The vegan, gluten-free, full spectrum gummies, man. We got the mango chili lime with the seasoning, right? Got the melonade with melatonin, right? So that's sleep. Bro, we got the two pack of pre-rolls, right? We got 3 tinctures, which I didn't have space for to grab. A daytime, like a refresh minty one, and that chill one with the vanilla. I love it. And then we got the cool heat, which is the icy hot. And so, bro, stupid excited about just gave out a sample today to someone for some content. I love this shit. We got more flavors coming. They're not ready.
We got a couple stores to get that stuff too. Yeah, big fan. Definitely a big fan of the gummies myself personally. Been taking those quite a bit, not just because our name's on them. I actually genuinely really, really like those products.
Yeah, they're good. They're even better when you store them cold.
I do not. Well, no, I don't store them too cold. Nah. I should.
Get a little side fridge.
Okay. Yeah, they're not super hot. They after a while they get a little bit more gummy-ish, right? Because it's like the natural. It's not holding, with all the artificial ingredients. But it's definitely. I love the texture. Love the taste. It's like a big gusher. Yeah. So one of the hottest. I think the main topic that we're going to talk about tonight is networking on Clubhouse, right? Clubhouse is the app kind of. I'm not sure exactly. It launched, Q4, I believe, of last year. It really started to gain popularity in December. It's one of those things. It was invite only. So if you joined the app, I think it was originally you had 1 invite, and then after you got X amount of followers, they gave you 3 invites or something. I don't know what the stipulation, but start out just having one.
We had 5 to start.
Okay. So by nature, you're limited. It's limited to who you can invite. So as more people are invited, more people get invites, which it grows to something exponentially, right? So the user base started out real small, and the growth really started to boom in mid-December. The app, for those who aren't on it, is limited to iPhone, and it's this audio only app. So Instagram was originally like Facebook, it was only photos, pre-story, pre any of that. I don't know how old people are out there, but hopefully if you're watching this content, you're definitely old enough to know that. But Clubhouse audio only app. So you create your profile and then you join into rooms. And in rooms, there's moderators who control the room, and then there are speakers, and then there are just listeners in the room. And so you can only speak if you're a moderator or a speaker. And it's pretty customary that everyone keeps their mic muted, and one person talks at a time. And it's a little bit there's different elements of it that are kind of linked in circle jerkish, where it's just professionals like pitching to other professionals who aren't interested, kind of talking about weird things over and over. People giving out game who don't really necessarily have the title to give out game, but then there's also like a lot of really good game to have from, A&R CEOs and owners of companies. Elon Musk was going to go on today or yesterday or something like that. Gary Vaynerchuk's been on there.
Burner, he's been active in there.
So I mean, it's not just you get to see like a 15-second story post, but you can sit in on a room and hear a conversation, and they might talk with complete strangers, or it might be, their peers of their industry. And so you hear these candid conversations between, high-level entrepreneurs and celebrities. And then through that, you meet a bunch of people behind the scenes, right? Because we're used to only seeing, for cookies, for example, Burner is the face of that. But, there is an entire marketing team. There's a product development team. There's all these big teams. And there might be a person who does not have the, or the awareness that a burner may have, but has just the golden information trapped in their mind, and they don't necessarily care about being an influencer. So you might stumble into a room where one of those people are spitting game, and you're just like, who is this person? This is the knowledge I'm seeking.
Yeah.
I know I was in a room with someone who works for Instagram. So they were talking about shadow bans and blacklist, and we all speculate as us members of the community, but there was someone actually from Instagram speaking on that. And, there's nowhere else you're going to get that kind of information. So it's been a really dope app, a dope experience. I'm curious kind of what you've seen and what your experience with the app has been thus far.
I mean, shit, man, I was on this thing literally 55 minutes ago. I was literally listening to it for 20 to, I had it playing on the drive back to here to the house for 45 minutes. And then we, when I walked in the house, I switched to a different room and was listening to people talk over there. And so it's cool because you got different kinds of people doing different kinds of things on there. You got, you got people on the East Coast trying to learn all this information and connect and bridge and figure out ways to get money or get through applications, or, they're looking for, networking, right? You got people over here trying to share those games, and everyone's kind of talking over each other. It's kind of funny. And then you got the music world. Music, I see all these music industry execs, and then I see World Stars team on there a lot. There's people there's everything from the South by Southwest panel happening to the open questionnaire dialogue. You can get a Gary V in a room with basic entrepreneurs and high-level tech cannabis people, or all these different kind of like niche categories. It's super cool. Today I was in a cannabis and tech one, listening to the entire Dutchy team talk, and they were talking to the CannaCraft chief marketing officer.
Okay.
And just listening to them talk about their different perspectives and the different kind of tech stacks that they're using to, kind of host their data and organize it and kind of go dive in and deep dive through all that. It's super interesting to learn about these things that you either have to pay for college to go get it, and then you have to stumble and fuck up a lot through your whole professional experience, or you can like listen into these high level combos and just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to use the same platforms that these people use. Once I learn those, then I can get good at that and then be just as good, if not better, here the next, however long.
Right.
Love Clubhouse.
Yeah, and I think something that's been so exciting, especially for me early on, is you're being a part of an app at day one. I was a member of Facebook, when you needed a college email to get on. Sadly, we didn't have RMR set up just then, so we weren't using it for business perspectives at day one. But to use an app and now have the information and the experience that we have in the social media, world, it is to be on an app at day one. There's some extreme benefits before it's, mass adoption's taking place and oversaturation, right?
Yeah.
There's that opportunity window to really go there and get what's yours. you know, obviously we work a lot. And one of my main things was I seen people on Clubhouse like, well, do you guys have a fucking job? Because all you're doing is talking about how much you're an expert on Clubhouse, but you can't be that much of an expert because you'd be getting hired and, you know, working out your expertise. But there's another aspect of the app where, you know, you is auditory or an audio app, so you can listen while you work on the computer if you're not actively speaking. But I say all that to say, even if you're not working it to get a massive following, you know, like I have, you know, between me and you know, the RMR profile you're using, you know, we probably have 300-400 followers each, but we've already made thousands of dollars off this app simply from the relationships we've built through it. And a lot of the most impactful I've had have not come from me speaking in a room. You know, all of the rooms where I've been a moderator and it's been pre-promoted event, like, yeah, I gain followers, but I don't necessarily gain business connections. When I'm in a room and I hear someone talking and I'm like, oh shit, this is a plug, or oh shit, this is an opportunity, or I have a solution to help this person. And then I go to their bio, go to Instagram and say, hey, here from Clubhouse while we're in the room. Honestly, that's almost all you need to say, and then people, you know, hit you back, hey, nice to meet you. You know, for us, right, it's even a step better if you take that to LinkedIn instead of Instagram, well, depending on the person, right? Because some people on Instagram DMs almost as good as texting them. Some professionals, LinkedIn is, you know, much better than an email. But anyways, moving those conversations from just hearing people and kind of listening in and then following them off platform to build relationships. You know, we're in this Clubhouse room is the only icebreaker I need to get in contact with someone that usually would leave me unread. You know, there's so much power in that, and
you know that person's on their phone, and so the shoot your shot actually works.
Right. Then that's the thing. They're on their phone for networking purposes. So if you reach them in that moment, it's like, yeah, the barrier to entry is super low. The icebreaker is fucking easy. And they're on their phone and they're in the room networking. So they'd kind of look like a little bit of a dick, you know, if people were interacting with them and they just were stone cold everyone in the DM. It's like, what are you even doing on this app?
Yeah.
And I know, again, that's helped me connect to people that have, you know, enough followers, hundreds of, you know, 180 whatever thousand followers that usually aren't responding to just the cold DMs like, hey, what's up, hey, let's work type. Not that I send that shit, but they're usually not responding to that. Whereas now
never
now it's just, hey, here from Clubhouse, and they're like, oh, what's going on, what do you do?
Yeah, it's never like, you still got to be authentic. Yo, what's up, man? I just heard, thank you for speaking, you know, wanted to appreciate you for the game. Like, what can I do to, like, blah, blah, blah. What's the best way to contact you in a professional way? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
right.
So simple. Definitely been able to network on that. The music side of things, very much highly accessible on there. If you guys have questions about rooms to be on or clubs or whatever, you know, places and people to follow and add and to get involved with, please feel free to shoot us a DM, drop a comment. And while we're at it, let's take some time now. While you guys are all watching this, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Please follow us on Instagram at respectmyregion.us. We're really trying to push this podcast. We're going to do this every single Sunday, 8 p.m. We will try always to have a special guest, which brings us to our next topic. Mitch, where are we at?
We're nowhere, so we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep going on the Clubhouse. We're gonna have someone come in here and talk a little bit more about it in depth, but it looks like it'll just be us, you know, doing these things on live in the streamers world. We're restricted to who.
Yeah, well, these are on Twitch as well, correct?
Yeah.
Cool, and on Twitch. So
follow us on Twitch, whatever your preferred platform is. All of that engagement, shares, comments, especially subscriptions and follows, super appreciated. Definitely helps.
Talk some shit. Give us some feedback. We will read it. We will change if we feel it's appropriate.
Yeah. Shoot us a comment. Never, you know, the critical, right? We don't need the hype and the, oh, this is dope all the time. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Always trying to refine.
Any marketing questions, hit us with it, please. We will answer whatever we get on all of these places.
Yes, always willing to answer questions. You know, a lot of people, whenever I say my DMs are open, I usually get hit with like 5 fucking Spotify links and YouTubes, And what I found crazy is artists don't even want me to listen to it. They don't even want my opinion on it. They just like want me to blog about it. If I don't blog about it, then they stop fucking following us. So
Tommy Trung wants to know, where do y'all see yourself in the next 5 years?
Where do we see ourselves in the next 5 years? Man, I don't want to let too much out. We're working on a lot of that right now, building kind of the foundation for what that looks like. And I don't want to necessarily publicly address all of that vision, but I mean, it is big. You know, the goal for what we've done has always been to scale out nationally. When we started as a clothing company, it was eventually, you know, it was to start the PNW region and then move to all regions. When we shifted to content, the goal was to do that. We have since, you know, we still have a good stronghold on the Pacific Northwest, have extended that down the entire West Coast. We've been covering Texas for a while, you know, the Midwest, but we're really looking to build that out and become just as prominent in other regions as we are in not just the Pacific Northwest now, but the West Coast. Miggy, I say what's up, bro. Miguel commented on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. You're a real one. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. That's dope.
Hey, appreciate
But yeah, so 5 years, I mean, so we're, you know, media company. We're going to be continue to do marketing for some of the biggest brands and biggest, you know, music acts in the world. Much more, do that on a higher level, unique content. You know, hopefully we see distribution across like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, things of the sort. Joey's got those CBD products down there. We're really looking to robustly ramp that up.
Please, if you guys are watching this and you guys want to try the CBD products, please let us know. We will make sure to send you guys and include you in our email blast where we do a discounted rate on the first round of these products. Mango chili lime, mango, and then melatonin with melanade. So got some really great items. Would love for you guys to get, you know, 10, 20, 30% off this first round.
Yeah. So the CBD, and then, you know, along with that, you know, you might see some clothing or some, you know, some merch. I'm wearing just a random hoodie. You know, you might see some stuff like that pop up this year. Joey's got it on, you know, the hat and the shirt. So, you know, we'll definitely have apparel and the e-com rolling again. And then also, you know, in these next few years, you're going to see us likely with some cannabis facing products or product collaborations. And the vision's a lot bigger than that, but I'm not really going to let all of the ingredients.
We're still going to do, when events come back around, we're still going to do events. But if there's like, you know, an end all be all, not like, this is a publication, this is a media platform that has got to survive and exist and continue for artists. And so whether it's us running it or partners or we sell it, we don't know yet. Every day is another opportunity. And in terms of us, you know, we creatively are trying to put people on and continue to bring new people into the fold and provide an opportunity to young entrepreneurs. We forced ourselves into the music industry. We did this. We wrote the articles. We went to the shows and bought tickets and wrote the reviews ourselves to get them to reach out to us. And so we will continue doing that because that's what we love to do. We love to go to shows. We love to smoke weed. We love to do cool shit with brands, and we love to put people on. So that's my definitive answers. We will continue to do dope ass motherfucking shit.
Yeah. I think wherever the you know, the opportunity or the interest or the passion lies, right? Like we did clothing until the passion to do it at the level we were doing it was gone, and we decided not to. You know, and so there might be some other things that develop over the next few years, but wherever the passion.
Oh, psilocybins and other products. There's all kinds of different kind of consumer goods. We're coming at you guys. Just be ready. Stay tuned. Follow us everywhere.
So follow us everywhere.
I'm not even playing, man, because this is what's exciting, dude. Is it's like all these products actually taste good. Don't eat this.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't eat that.
Yeah, not supposed to be eaten. But the tinctures taste great. All the gummies taste great. Like, it's not a matter of being biased. We tried different stuff. I literally looked through the menu and we created one of the flavor profiles. Big shout out to Mark Hubbard. Go watch the previous episode to learn more. Bam.
Yeah, and we got, and like you said, we're gonna have more flavors coming out, and like I said, we're having some THC stuff touching the market that'll be similar. You know, yeah, real excited, man. Fucking Dab Life Mike was in here. He was saying good looks on the stuff you hooked it up. He said for the Earl. He said he's 500 milligrams deep in the edibles. Jesus, I'll send a prayer for you.
Yeah, that's a lot of edibles.
I know.
Yeah, man.
You're up at 8:30 p.m., bro. I'd be napped. I'd be in a coma.
Yeah, bro. I mean, for me, 5 to 10 milligrams can actually put me to sleep late at night. But so 500 would be me high until tomorrow night, at least. It'd be wild.
That's when you come out your room searching for water or some sort of liquid just to go back in to sleep. I don't know that well. He's doing it heavy, but yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, for a lot of people out there, they've been following us for the last few years. We clearly carved a lane in events over the last few years, which is funny because I don't even know how long, 5-6 years ago, I told Joey I was done doing events forever.
Done.
Before we even did a cannabis event, just when we were doing hip hop events, I told him I'm done. I've paid my dues. I'm hanging up the cleats. I'm out the game forever. And I think I ended up, the first event when we coming back to events was the first Death by Stereo, which I think was my fault. I was like, let's just do one event. And, you were probably like, we're not going to just do one. If we're going to do something, let's go all in. And I probably pushed to do one event, which fucking opened the door up to us doing a shit ton of events. And
I like that Death by Stereo can still come back around. It's, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's cool about this is like, the music community, there's all these kinds of people doing all these different kinds of events. And, our brand is meant to just help elevate that culture and help bridge that gap, connect people who want to be a part of that kind of stuff to that stuff, or at least give them a chance at finding it,
Right.
Discovery.
Yeah, and my favorite part of events, and I fucking hate events because I hate people and how much work, throwing an event is, meaning you're about to do the most work on a group project. It's like a group project. You do the most work and get no credit. You do the most work and you make usually pay money to do the most work on something. But what I do like about events is being able to curate experiences where you're able to bring people together. And that's what it's all about. An event is a physical, meeting of people, minds, ideas, community, vibes, whatever, culture, whatever you want to.
There's a big rush in all that networking for sure.
Yeah. And I really like putting together, because everyone kind of stays in their own cliques, and then they, even rappers, right? They have their own crew, and when they perform, it's like there's 6 people on the bill, but they're all in the same crew. So they all know all those 6 people have one group of friends, that they're pulling to the venue. And so something we started doing early on with events was really being mindful of that and putting different people together that, this audience could gain from meeting with this audience. They have a lot in common, but for whatever reason, they're just never meeting up. And so whether we were curating music lineups to where we could bring the most people there, and also hopefully this group of people discovers another artist, and then that fans group discovers another artist or whatever. When we started doing cannabis events, it was like we want to put different groups of people together that are like-minded, but usually not meeting. And I think, we were pretty successful at doing that. And I we've heard stories, right? There's been numerous of businesses that have started between people that have met at our events. And that's one of the dopest things that's ever, like, the feedback I've ever got is when I talk to someone, what are you doing now? Oh, I'm doing this business, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, well, actually, I met them at your event and now we're business partners running it up. And that's just a testament to, I think, what we've been able to do of being able to put these different communities together. And, apparently we've match made a couple businesses, man.
Yeah, that's definitely a good time. Great part of our last, not just few years, but definitely the last 10 years of all this craziness is bringing people together, man. I love it. I love the cannabis side of it. Love the CBD side of it. Love the music side of it. We've got people from the world of technology been, coming through the things and supporting. And, man, it's only going to get bigger and better going forward. We just got to stay at it. So appreciate you guys for all the support on this.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then too, for people out there, we obviously do a lot in music and cannabis and like, all these different verticals. So whatever people are liking, whatever people see a whole of, like, hey, I really want this type of content, it's not out there, feel free and reach out to us. Even if it's not like, hey, I have the idea of, running it. But we love all, again, we said it earlier, all feedback, critical criticism, negative, bad. We want to do what we do and refine and get better. So we definitely need all of that. Shoot.
I'm going to give him a quick taste test update.
Yes, yeah, I forgot. That's what I was like searching for. What do we got next? Give him the taste test as I taste this.
So for us, we launched a new cannabis series. Mitch is going to be reviewing cannabis products up there in Washington. We've got Bobby, our masked gentleman on our YouTube and IG. He's been reviewing products up there, and then me down in California with Jazzy, and I'll have a bunch of different special guests. But over the next, February, March, and then into April, probably like April 5th or April 7th, we're going to finish up this whole taste test review series where we continue reviewing a lot of the best products in the 3 states. Mitch is going to go down to Oregon, 1 or 2 times over the next couple months. We're going to continue buying some of the beverages, some dabs, the flour, pre-rolls. And so we just want to help you guys get a better understanding of what's actually not just quality, but stuff that tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of items out there that really rely on strong flavor profiles, whether it's flour and pre-rolls and dabs and things like that. Or what about all those edibles? What about all those tinctures? What about all those health and wellness gummies or capsules or whatever it is? There's so many different flavor elements to this that a true taste test is absolutely important.
Yeah, and to build off that, right? Like as this market matures, for people that are in the industry, which a lot of people that read our content are, it's the echo chamber of how, when we talk about how important terpenes are to the consumer, a lot of people in the industry is like, that's so 2 years ago, but a vast majority of people out there still have no idea what terpenes are.
Yep.
And are still coming to this industry and having zero understanding of anything other than just weed gets you high, right?
And terpenes is really even just on certain sides of that spectrum. That's why,
right.
The health and wellness, the beverages, the edibles, the things like capsules, all these different kinds of different products that exist. Some of them come out of the bottle tasting and smelling bad. Why is that? Some of the beverages come out chunky because they've been sitting, and it's like, whether it's us identifying weak points for certain brands or products or certain areas of their supply chain where the quality accountability just wasn't there in their own team. Like this taste test, number one, the West Coast Weed Tour was great at identifying that, and the taste test here is going to identify even more closely a specific segment of products, specifically flour, pre-rolls, edibles, beverages, and then we're going to include tinctures into that this year. We didn't do enough of those in the West Coast Weed Tour, and so I want to really help people understand, if it tastes bad, people aren't going to want to take it. I've given so many different kinds of tinctures to my mom that I've tried, that I bought for her in two states. She's not tried anything from Oregon yet, but in 2 states, and the stuff she doesn't taste good, she doesn't want to take it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's very important for brands to just start considering more about what these flavors taste like, everything from the beverage to the, all these different product categories. We've tried a lot of products and there's a lot of bad stuff, which means that a lot of people should have told other people, no, this is a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, and too, even for the connoisseurs, right? When, I know some people hate it when you compare cannabis to other things, but when you look at like wine, for example, that is a 21 up consumer good, but it's also related to agricultural, right? And when you have certain wines and blends, hybrids, if you will, of mixing these different grapes together, certain years based on environmental conditions or temperatures or what have you, fire season, have impact on the taste on the same grapes grown in the same area each year, and for better or for worse. And so it's the similar thing of cannabis. When teams are growing it, things could go where the AC could go out for an hour, the AC could go out for a day, the head grower could get sick, so that assistant growers there in a critical time of flowering, and certain little things can end up affecting the overall taste and profile. And so even from taste testing all of the top shelf products, I think really gives a good indication of who's delivering consistently, what products and batches of those products, what products are good, but also what batches of those products are worth, maybe, hey, you really like this drop of, this gelato, maybe go back to the store and pick up a couple other eighths to tie you over for the next couple months, because that might be the best tasting eighth you could buy.
Yeah.
Same way when people buy wine that they like, they end up buying a couple different bottles.
100%. So that brings us to the first couple strains and products that we reviewed. Okay, so I've got, I believe, 8 different items that I'm just going to run through real quick, and I don't remember the scores off top, but these items did all test very high. Again, I'm looking for the best of the best. So Lackville 79. This is Devin the Dude's collaborative product with The Bakery. I believe they're a cultivation or a brand out of LA. Excuse me. And then we've got the Cotton Candy strain from the Marathon cultivation. Man, arguably one of the best strains and best highs I've ever had.
The Cotton Candy?
Wow. Yeah. At this point, the Marathon OG is obviously, arguably my top product just for OGs across the board. There are better strains because they're just different terpene profiles, different kinds of highs, different smells, right? Different smokes. The gelatos are not comparable to OGs. Mm-hmm. So it's like things are different. This Cotton Candy strain, wow. Holy shit. Up next, we did the Dizzy OG. Very disappointing in that one. Yes, it was an OG. Definitely smoked and looked like it was some, lazily grown greenhouse.
Which one was that? Sorry, it cut out.
The Dizzy OG.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Dizzy Right. That was not very great. We've got 2 here in a row from Sherbinski's. I did the Mochi Gelato and the Acai Berry Gelato. Both of them absolutely incredible. These were sun-grown. The cool thing about sun-grown is, you've got a variety of, weathers and, variables going on and forever changing. And so you never know when you're going to find a seed in the flower. And in this case, that's great because you're grinding it up, you're breaking it down, you can actually find the seed, right? So always keep an eye out for that. That's really quality genetics straight from the guy who created these strains. So different than a pre-roll though. Seeds should not be making it into pre-rolls. But I have not had a seed yet in any of this flower, unfortunately. But it is delicious.
If you did, you'd probably plant it.
It is delicious. It is sweet. At this point, I'm trying to get one. I want to grow it. All right. Then I reviewed the Z41. It was a Skittles Gelato 41 cross. This was cultivated by Cali Kush, which is one of the in-house brands for the Kind Center dispensary in Hollywood area. Wow, another really good one. Like the Gelato 41, the purple buds, just fucking nuts. Bossio Gelato from Sherbinski's. They gave me like 5 or 6 bags, 2 weeks ago. So I reviewed all their buds to give people a good idea. Gelato it can be expensive. $42 to $60 to $70 for the indoor stuff is expensive. So I want people to be able to know if it's going to be worth their money. And then we also reviewed the Beard Bros. Big shout out to Bill and Jeff. Jazzy and I reviewed the Extreme Cream strain. It was very much high potent. She was fucked up. I was fucked up. It was fruity, covered in frost. It was by far the most frosty bud we'd had either the West Coast Weed Tour or the taste test so far.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Now that is just the flower. So I've also reviewed, we've done some edibles, done a couple CBD beverages. We just did the lemon ginger Rmr Cbd. I believe that's a CBD infused seltzer is what it's called. Really delicious. The lemon the ginger actually gave you that spiciness. You know what I mean? That only real-ish ginger would give you. So I really enjoyed that. And then we've also recently reviewed 2 different Delta 8 THC products from the Moonwalker brand. I reviewed a Watermelon Skittles and a Blue Dream Blueberry. And man, the gummy texture, delicious. The flavor on it, really fire. Delta 8, I feel like it's really been, not necessarily like improving my mood, but definitely helping me just stay like evenly positive. You know what I mean? Kind of moving it at my own pace. And so, I don't know. It's been positive so far. We've had a lot of great products. We're going to review a lot more. Any brands that want us to review, please drop a comment. If anyone who has any, requests, wants to learn more information, let us know what you want to see. Happy to add it to my lineup. At least here in California, Mitch, you got to take care of Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, up here, same thing. Brands tap in with us. Just tap into the main page or accounts or email.
Info at Respect My Region on the email. Joey at Respect My Region. For me, let's go.
There we go. Yeah, and if they're in Cali, Joey will take care of it. If you're in Washington or located in Portland, I'm not trying to drive too much more south than Portland.
Lazy.
We'll be in Central Oregon and Southern Oregon at some point this year.
No, that's for the West Coast Weed Tour.
We'll
hang out in Portland. You got to hit the coast, man. It's getting beautiful out there here soon.
Yeah. I'm trying to plan a couple different trips. Up before the West Coast Weed Tour. I don't want, but definitely in the fall time we'll be up and down I-5 road running.
Shameless plug. Everybody go follow us on Clubhouse. Search Respect My Region. We're there. Mitch, what's your Clubhouse?
I think just at Old Head Mitch.
Yeah, follow at Old Head Mitch. Hit Old Head Mitch on Instagram. Hit Joey J Ping on Instagram. Hit at respectmyregion.us on Instagram. And subscribe to our YouTube. Stop sloughing. We want you guys to go follow and stay tapped in, man. Everything Respect My Region in terms of cannabis, music, what's actually worth smoking, what's actually worth listening to in terms of local things. And also, we'll give you some perspectives on some of that mainstream rap content as well. We do listen to that. And then we just brought on a bunch of new writers, so stay tuned very much.
We have a bunch of content. Yeah, for the people out there that follow us, we haven't been pumping out content 5-6 posts a day. We've took a couple step backs to get on these other platforms, like Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and all that, and really upping the product reviews. We did over 330 in the last 3 months, and developing the CBD products. So but the content's getting ramped back up on the site. Keeping pace with everything else going. And one other thing that I definitely wanted to plug today or talk about was, he commented, Mickey 420 was here. He was here a little bit earlier, not on the show, but he was in the comments for surely. But yeah, so tomorrow, if anyone's around the Seattle area, I'm gonna be at Capitol Hill at the Reef dispensary is doing a drop of the brand new limited run of Alive and Well Seattle times Buddy's brand vape carts. They're doing 3 flavors: sativa, indica, hybrid. Buddy's brand is a oil company that's in all West Coast states, which we've worked with numerous different times. So definitely stand by their products, and they're working with the legacy streetwear brand up here, Alive and Well, and with some dope packaging. They're doing a dope drop. We will
shout out to Alive and Well.
Yeah, shout out to Alive and Well, shout out to Buddies, shout out to the Reef. So we'll be down there at the Reef. It'll be socially distanced, outdoor. They have the cannabis shop upstairs, and then the Mercantile is just around the corner, technically below it. Alive and Well is going to have some limited t-shirt drops. I might be out there with some gummies. You never know. And the Weed Maps, Pacific Northwest Weed Maps team will be out there, so it'll be a little vibe. If people in the area, you can come by, and the collab's gonna sell out pretty quick. And then if you want to get those T-shirts from Alive and Well, that's gonna be real limited. So yeah, I'll be out there noon to 3 tomorrow on Capitol Hill at the Reef.
Dope. That sounds dope. I wish I could be there, man. Big shout out to the Reef. Big shout out to Alive and Well. Buddy's brand doing their thing, man. It's an exciting time. We're seeing streetwear collaborations with multi-state operators like Buddy's brand. Jay-Z been doing his thing with the Khalifa team. Man, it's crazy. It's dope. Cookies is just dominating in terms of all these different wrappers and weed and strains and genetics. It's fun. It's all this shit. It's crazy. Music, weed. Let's go. Respect my region, baby.
Yep, I just saw some comments, so I'm gonna respond to that real quick. We don't have MJ smoke lounges in Washington. Not allowed up here. Sadly, when they passed the laws, the way it's written, the only place you can legally consume cannabis is inside of a private residence. And so if you live in a highly condensed metro area like the Seattle area or any area like that, who owns actual single unit family dwelling and is an actual owner to give permission, because by law, apartments you're not allowed to, or multifamily, unless you own the place. Commercial buildings, it's against fire code. And you can't smoke weed outside or in public. So it's really weird the way the law is written, that we can grow, buy, sell and have weed, but unless you own a house or have an owner's permission, you
Mhm.
can't smoke. But yes, we do have hookah lounges. I'm not sure if they're open because I don't really go to hookah lounges like that. I don't know where they're at in COVID. I'm sure they'll have some limited capacity opening up on Monday with the new restrictions or lifted restrictions. But yeah, to answer that comment. Hopefully we'll get cannabis lounges or some sort of clarity on these laws eventually soon. But, you know, find a way around it. Smoke outside. Nobody really cares. Do your thing. Be safe. And if the cops get you, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
Shut
to
the fuck up. Don't snitch on yourself. That's for sure.
Right. 100%. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. You got anything else for the people this week?
You know, we've been at this 10 years, so I'll just kind of stay at this, man. You know, you got to stay consistent. You got to, really, really identify and build your crafts. You got to surround yourself with solid people who support and believe you. They don't necessarily got to consistently, always be there, but when, they are, it's always nice to have, people around you that support you and are just like, yo, I see you, I see you, I see you. You know what I mean? And so to anybody out there, man, build your brand. Build the brand of you. If you want to get out of your regular job, build the brand of you. Start doing some kind of content, videos, TikToks, Instagram. And if you have any questions, you guys can always reach out. We are happy to help entrepreneurs, and you do not have to work for us or with us. You can just ask us questions because we've been
100%.
I'm 29. I've been doing this shit since I was 19. DJing, RMR events, to helping design shit, helping build websites. Now we do campaigns and commercials. It's just all the stuff. Our team did this all ourselves with the help of asking other people, and then when people started to believe in us, they started to offer their help to us. And so you guys just got to stay at it, man. Build your brand.
100%. Yeah, I mean, the testament, anything we've done, any accolades we've got in this space have simply come from just approaching it with the grind and work ethic. You know what I mean? And really just putting it out there. We meet people every day that want to work with us, and this is not throwing shade at anyone or any specific person, but people want to work with us, and it's very much like a what's in it for me mindset, where Joey and I, even to this day, 10 years in, for people that the companies, not that we want to work for, but that we want to work with, the amount of effort or money or time that we put into simply building relationships, building rapport, showing that we're authentic people, showing that we can be of value without asking, to get to the point where we have a relationship and now we can make money together. Is very great, and it's very easy to notice that in other people, that intangible that they just want whether they're reaching out to you to work with you for game, to hire you, whatever, but you can just tell that there's something about them where they're not approaching everything as me. It's like, it's just a building. I'm looking to build something and then build something to leverage it, to build it bigger and build it bigger. And that's all that we've done. And, again, like he said, he wants everyone to be a brand. I'm much more, I don't even want to be a brand or have my face on shit like this. I just
No, it's to build the brand of you, man. Your resume
right.
is your brand. You gotta
Right.
have a job. You gotta keep paying the bills. Everything's gonna continue to get more expensive. The shit show has just begun.
Right.
So
But I just
build,
mean,
build your experience at anything.
yeah, but I'm just, from my perspective, I don't care about followers or this or that. That's not really what I'm in stuff for, but I do want to build things. And, I'm definitely willing to, get on things like this in order to build a brand or do things like that. And so just anyone out there, whatever passion you have, whatever you're working on, Joey and I are both cut from the cloth of just going after it, just putting one foot in front of the other. And so we encourage anyone to do that, and anyone that's looking for some guidance or some help, always feel free to tap in, man.
Facts.
And if you're watching this, go make a LinkedIn and put 10 minutes a day every day.
One video a day.
One video, add 10 people. Get on LinkedIn. If you're not, you're fucking it up.
Gotta do it. You already missed the wave of the easy way to do well on that. And that's just straight people trying to make moves and network, and, bam. And it costs money now to do stuff. So do it. Well, Man, what is that the final topic or what else we got?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's kind of loose, you know. It's funny because we didn't even talk about how, you know, it's about to be 10 years of us tomorrow, and that's what we ended up talking about the majority of the time. So,
Oh, dude.
yeah, I'm just a little thrown off because I wasn't even thinking about that, honestly. So,
Yeah, dude, it's been crazy, man. We spent 10. We did. It's crazy. We launched our YouTube in the fourth quarter of the 10th year. We suck. we will get going though, man. This is an exciting time, Mitch. I love you, bro. This has been an exciting adventure. Big shout out to Mama Ping. Big shout out to Mama Pfeiffer, your dad, your whole family. Andy Lehman, man, you really helped build something crazy with this guy, Mitch, and I'm very appreciative to sit here today and call you my partner at this. And we are actively, not only looking for more people, but building a team and working on content and our strategy. And after we get off this podcast, we're back at the grind tonight. So appreciate everybody for watching, man. The RMR Podcast episode 4, the 10-year anniversary episode.
Sheesh. All right, guys.
Love you guys. Peace.